And that is, hypocrisy paralyzes a leader's effectiveness, whereas godly integrity leads to an increase of credibility. That statement is so important. Hypocrisy leads to your effectiveness ultimately being paralyzed. Basic example, this is not me trying to gun them or anything like that. We see this within government. That statement, we see this within our government today. I mean, I got nothing wrong. I got nothing against them. It's just I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I trust you, because there's been empty promise after empty promise after empty promise after empty promise. Now, if you've had a lot of empty promises, you forgive them. You give them the gift of forgiveness, but your trust at some stage needs to be earned. All right. So that applies over there, where compared to the positive, which is godly integrity. Think about it. For me, it's fascinating to think that when Jesus spoke about oaths, about your yes being your yes and your no being your no, like, we need to read deeper into that stuff, because that is a value system of the kingdom which benefits all of us over here. Think about any person that you are inspired by within your own life, just a physical person that you are inspired by. Guaranteed, or at least 99.999%, that one of the character traits that individual has is godly integrity. Their yes is their yes and their no is their no. And there's something about that inspires you about that person. Because you know that they're not a hypocrite, they've got integrity within them. That their yes is their yes and their no is their no. And think about it, if we had to take Jesus' words literally and allow our yes to be our yes as individuals, our yes to be our yes, and our no to be our no, think about how different your life would look if we actually did what we said we were going to do. Like, think about New Year's resolutions as an example. People are pumped at the beginning of the year. Health is wealth. Now we Feb, they stopped. You hear what I'm saying? So, like, if we had to actually, I'm going to commit myself to personal development. I'm going to read. When? It's 39 days already into the year. Or 37, I don't know, 39 plus minus days into the year. When are you going to do it? If we actually had to do what we said we were going to do, our lives would look completely different. And by the way, that is a trait of our Father. His yes is His yes. When He says He's going to do something, best believe He's going to do something. That's why it's best to come behind His word that goes and pioneers before you, and you get behind His word and you keep on proclaiming what He's telling you to proclaim, because that's going to happen, guaranteed. It's going to happen. When? I don't know, but it will happen. Okay, and I'll just put the last one up if you want to just read it. It is a leader's responsibility to assume responsibility for the health of their relationships. So husbands, stop blaming the wife. It is the husband's responsibility to assume responsibility for the health of the relationship moving forward. And vice versa. If you've got children, you assume responsibility to make sure it's healthy. And listen, as far as it depends upon you, others don't want that, but as far as it depends upon you, the sheep that are under your care, and you shepherd over them, make sure you assume responsibility for their health, because we're all accountable at the end of the day, every single one of us. And sometimes it's like this weird thing that we love to, hold Edgars accountable. For example, you paid $300 for your perfume or your cologne or whatnot, and they gave you a little bit to, you didn't get what you paid for. And you were like, you go to Edgar's with your receipt, your klein slippy. I get the receipt, I want a refund. Look at this, look at this, look at this. But we don't hold ourselves accountable to the same standard we hold Edgar's accountable to. Or Woolworths, or ShopRite. Kikkie pisang is gefrot. It's gefrot pisang. I don't know how it is in the pizza. It's fraud. But in our own lives, we don't hold ourselves accountable. We sometimes place so much expectation on other people, but those same expectations we place on other people, we don't have that same expectation for ourselves. Hence, demand more. This is not in a condemning way. Don't hear what I'm not saying. And it's something that I believe that the Lord wants us all to understand, because He knows what He's placed within us. We need to, as individuals, demand more from ourselves. As individuals. Why? Because there's more inside. And that's not to condemn us. It is to inspire us into action. There's more inside of us. There really is more, but there's like sometimes we get into this place of comfort and we hit, and habits are great, right? Habits, it makes life slightly easy and simple, but also it will be unfulfilling if you're just operating through habit. There is a time where pressure is going to come that's going to demand more of you as an individual. And when that pressure, when that conflict, when that tension comes, don't run away from it. It's an invitation for you to grow, because as you grow, you can ultimately give more to the world moving forward, which causes you to make more of an impact in the world beside you.